What's up, everybody? I'm meteorologist Andrew Myers, bringing you your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. Go ahead and check them out in the description to this video on the Facebook. Today, we've got rain that's continuing to move into the Pacific Northwest. Already seen some pretty high rain totals through the area, and that is not expected to slow down, unfortunately. So, going to talk about that system. Then, as it moves into the central states, we could potentially see some very cold temperatures as well as potential for snow in the South Plains. Don't want to jinx it. Snow potential is there, though, and storms for the south later this week. So we're going to talk about that pattern switch up. And then, of course, we are in the beginnings of our countdown for this year's 10 costliest weather events. So we're on number 9 today. If you guys missed number 10, go ahead and check that out on our LinkedIn or on the last video. And we'll keep counting down through them as the weeks go on. But before we get into our weather, Weather the Storm is out. Episodes 1 through 6 are on Atlas's Roofing YouTube page. So if you guys want to check out how Derek's storm chases, how Atlas's roofing shingles hold up to Derek's storm chasing, go ahead and check out those videos. Now here's our upper jet stream, all right? So we've had that low pressure system kind of lingering through the northeast. That's brought some snow and just general cold to the area. That is on its way out. So behind that, now we have this ridging pattern setting up through the central U.S. Some warm temperatures expected to linger for this week. And then this low pressure system that's been bringing all that rain to the Pacific Northwest. Now as that shifts out of the area, there it goes on Thursday, starting to make its way over the Rockies and then into the plains, dipping down far enough south on Friday that we have to watch that for storm potential, as well as potential snow as it drops all those Arctic temperatures out of the north. So we got a potential for both of those risk areas, storms out ahead of this low pressure system and some cold and potential snow out behind it. So we'll take a look at that here in a second. But we got to get into the now first. Got some snow, some rain, and a little bit of in between out through the Ohio Valley today. Nothing crazy with that, but out in the Pacific Northwest, got a lot of rain that's continuing to stream into the area. If you're in Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, Yakima, Spokane, you guys have been seeing some pretty rainy conditions over the past 24 hours and not slowing down, like I said. The rest of the U.S. is pretty boring weather-wise, albeit nice. 55 degrees in Oklahoma City, in the mid-60s in Texas, and still really nice across most of the South. A little bit cooler once you get up north of that low pressure system, 46 degrees in KC, 34 in Minneapolis, and we got a lot of 50s across the board in the Rocky Mountain West. So watches and warnings issued right now are going to kind of center on the Pacific Northwest with that atmospheric river that's continuing to make its way in. So flood watch if you're in that deep green, flood warning if you guys are in any of those little bright green polygons, and then a high wind warning out this way as well. That flood watch is going to be for continued heavy rainfall coupled with snowmelt, so it's going to create more of that flood potential. And then if you're in any of those flood warnings, you could see between 1 and 4 inches of additional rainfall through Wednesday evening. Now for this high wind warning, now we've got some pretty intense winds with that. So sustained winds are already going to be high. Gusts could get up to 65 to 75 miles an hour if you're right along the Rocky Mountain front in Montana. So got to be aware of that, and that's going to expire tonight, this evening I should say, around 5 p.m. So good deal for you guys out there. Lots of rain over the last 24 hours. Over 3 inches in Vancouver, just shy of 3 inches in Clearwater, Washington there. Seattle's got over 2, Portland's got almost an inch of rain. So lots of stuff in that orange contour there for that rainfall. And then even Spokane has got over a ½ inch of rain in the last 24 hours, and it's going to continue until that low pressure system shifts out of the way. There it is with our water vapor. You can see all of that just streaming up onto the west coast, dumping all of that rain. And it's just really, again, transporting all that tropical moisture up into the area. So until we can get that pattern shift, rain for the Pacific Northwest, and potentially dry for the central states until we get that low pressure system moving in. But there it goes into today and tomorrow, bringing some bouts of very heavy rain onto the west coast, so expect to see more accumulating here in the next 72 hours. For today into tomorrow afternoon, could get an additional inch of rain or so in Seattle, Tacoma, Portland, and then as more moves on shore, lots more of us seeing over an inch of rain potential along the west coast of the U.S. here. And then finally Friday afternoon, things should be starting to shift by this point in time, but now we're looking at over 2 inches of rain in Tacoma, Eugene, almost 2 inches in Portland. So a lot of folks seeing very heavy rain continuing with just the current setup that we're in. So roofing-wise, not great in the Pacific Northwest, and it's a little chilly up in the Ohio Valley with some of that snow, mixed precip going on. But down south, generally nice 50s and 60s. Not too windy, sunny skies, so good deal. If you guys are trying to get any roofs fixed or do any canvassing down in this area. And then for tomorrow afternoon, see a cooler overnight, and then back in the 40s and 50s for Oklahoma, Texas, and parts of the southeast. Ohio Valley still dealing with some spotty showers here and there, and showers, but not so much spotty up in the Pacific Northwest as we continue to see that rain. So it kind of got, again, just a lingering pattern of all that rain up in the northwest, warmer in the south. Here's your temperatures for the next 48 hours. If you guys are in any of our viewership cities here, pretty cold up north, but generally, again, pretty nice down in the southern plains. Now, once that pattern shifts, we're going to start to see that cold front from the northwest making its way into the central U.S., and that's when that snow chance and that severe weather chance could pick up. So Thursday afternoon, got all of that cold getting packed up into the Rocky Mountain West and the Pacific Northwest. Then that cold front starts to make its trek on Friday afternoon. So we'll see it starting to drop here through the central plains, got temperatures lowering throughout the day if you guys are in the North Plains. And then Saturday afternoon, now that cold front has hit Oklahoma, parts of East Texas, seeing pretty chilly temperatures into the beginning of your weekend. And out ahead of that cold front, we still have that nice pocket of warm weather in the southeast to potentially spark some severe weather as that tracks through. So here's what our low-res model's showing for the end of this week. And again, as we get closer, we'll know more and we'll keep you updated, so stay tuned to our forecasts. But more rain, more snow on Thursday for the western U.S. Then once that low pressure system tracks off to the east, snow in the Rockies for your Friday. And then if you're in Oklahoma, everybody's kind of looking at that saying, all right, could potentially see some very cold rain as we typically get, or if we get lucky, could see some snow falling here in Oklahoma City for Saturday. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see if it can happen. But out ahead of that, a more likely chance is going to be for severe weather out ahead of that storm system. So that whole area is starting to pick up here on our forecast models for Saturday afternoon. So we'll let you know what goes on, but now we got to end the show here with our top 10 severe weather storms or severe weather events of 2023, and then we're going to get into our trivia answer here at the end. So stay tuned for that. But number 9, guys, is going to be April 4th through the 6th. So that severe weather system was our 9th costliest severe weather event. So there you go. Got all sorts of hail scattered across the Mississippi Valley, the Midwest, the Ohio Valley here. Got severe wind, severe hail, tornadoes. So let's take a look at some stats here. All right, so it was a trough that moved into the area, and so that's what sparked all our storms. And again, all 3 severe hazards with that hail, wind, and tornadoes across that highlighted region behind me here. So impacts from that, got over 35 tornadoes. Gusts were in the 70s to 90s for some areas, so very high winds, as well as a lot of hail. We got a 5-star map in Chicago there, got a 4-star map in Davenport, so got some very large hail moving through Iowa and Illinois. And then besides that, just overall, 186,000 plus homes got impacted by at least 2-inch hail. So that's not just severe, that's 2-inch or above. So lots of folks seeing very large hail from this system, and then can't discount, again, that high wind and those tornadoes that were occurring during that whole system setup. So according to NOAA, damage from that totaled $2.9 billion and did, again, that whole system with the hail, the wind, the tornadoes, cause considerable damage to homes, businesses, agriculture, infrastructure. So can't rule that one out, guys. That rings in at number 9 for our severe weather events. So here's some photos from that outbreak behind me. Got that large hail, damage to vehicles from that, whole windshield getting taken out there. And then check out the size of that hail that was just occurring across the Midwest from that whole system. Crazy stuff in April. And we'll let you guys know what number 8 rings in as tomorrow. Now leaving you guys with our severe weather trivia. Question was, what's the difference between a tornado and a hurricane? If you guys are new to weather or if you've just been wondering what's the specific difference. Here you go. Tornadoes are obviously going to be a lot smaller, localized columns of rotating air, and hurricanes are on a larger scale, okay? So hurricanes are actually like 1,000 times larger horizontally than tornadoes are, and they originate over warm ocean waters, generally in the tropics. So a couple different differences there, land-based versus water-based, smaller and local versus very large scale systems. But generally, you know, they both do pretty intense winds and cause quite a bit of destruction. So got some commonalities there, but that's the actual specific difference between tornadoes and hurricanes. So if you knew, cool, good for you. And we'll be back next Tuesday with more trivia. So, but we do these forecasts every day, every weekday. So if you guys want more updates, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and smash that subscribe button everywhere else. And then if you want to get in contact with us, or if you're interested in purchasing a plan, go ahead and scan the QR code up above me, or click the link in the description to this video, and we'll get you signed up. Or you can give us a call to ask any questions you may need at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com, or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And guys, stay warm, stay dry on this Tuesday evening, but we'll be back tomorrow with more updates. And for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.